QuickShot, who have a line, so Shook standing by.
Thank you very much. Shook brought Riven to the table. We brought Shook to the table to talk about Riven. The circle is complete. Shook, tell us about the strategy going into picks and bans, because you guys banning out the Evelynn and the Elise, how much of the fact that they banned out Lee Sin did you think was going to happen? What were the factors that led you to pick Riven here?
I actually wanted them to play Lee Sin and play Riven against it. Like, I've had success within the solo queue in scrims, and overall Riven, I think, has a great potential to shut down Lee Sin.
Well, it definitely worked out very well in this game, regardless of the fact you were not up against Lee Sin. We also seen the Xerath in the mid lane, Gragas top really working out from Wicked. You guys had a slightly different approach to picks and bans because this is the first time you've not played Lee Sin, Elise, or Evelynn, and you also picked Froggen's mid lane champion very early on. How long ago did you plan this, or was this just on the fly?
Like, we've been practicing this comp quite a lot. Like, we're confident in our comp. It works well together, but I felt like we played too sloppy this game. We played too passive. Like, we should have forced more, and overall it worked out in the end.
Yeah, talk me through that a little bit more, because you, of course, got ahead really quickly with Riven. Kind of tell us what the factors were that made you get that advantage with Riven really quickly, and why you thought it was quite slow, because it looked pretty fast to us, at least in most of the mid-game.
No, we should have forced more with Seraph. Like, we should have grouped earlier. We should have forced Baron way earlier. And with Riven, I just think you can win every fight. If Riven gets ahead, you cannot lose.
It is a little risky, though. If you don't get ahead, of course, you're not going to be able to survive in those team fights. With that win over Gambit, it was quite convincing. You've now broken your losing streak. What was going wrong? We haven't heard from you since the end of Super Week and all of last week. That cost Alliance 4 games back-to-back.
I felt like the patch affected us a lot. Like, the gameplay, the meta shifted, and we slowly adapted to it. Right now, we found our groove, I think, again. And we're just working together way better again. And our synergy just got better again, and now we're winning again.
Okay, so if it was the patch-related, 4.12 has just hit live. We should be expecting an LCS within the next week or two before Gamescom. How are you going to prevent losing 4 games again when a new patch hits?
I think we're just going to study pitch way more better. Like, we're going to figure out what champions are best. We're going to figure out what comps work good together, and we're just going to bring it into play.
All right, then finally, if you think that that's the way you're going to make it, does that mean that you are 100% confident that you guys will win the split, and who will be the biggest threat for taking that away from you guys?
I think we have a high chance of winning the split, but I think Fnatic can always put up a good fight. So I'm looking out for Fnatic.
Yeah, we'll see that clash next week, of course. Thank you very much. Very impressive, Jungle Riven.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll take a moment to track our points in the Fantasy LCS, but we'll be right back here in 3.5 as Fnatic take on the Copenhagen Wolves.